As you can see here, I'm standing next to a traditional soil garden, like one that you might have in your backyard. But today I'm going to teach you about a different form of gardening called aquaponics that uses no soil and a lot less water.
In order to understand what aquaponics is, we first need to look at aquaculture. Aquaculture is basically a giant fish farm where there are huge tanks of fish. One thing you should know about these fish, though, is that they poop a lot, and from that poop comes ammonia, or NH3, which can be very toxic to the fish in high doses. Because of this, the water has to be emptied very often and can be a huge drain on resources. We also need to look at hydroponics, which is a method of growing plants without soil. Soil normally provides nutrients for plants, so man-made nutrients are needed to be put into the water for the plants to grow. This can be difficult because the water needs to be regularly monitored to make sure that the nutrients is enough for the plants. The plants can become less nutrient-rich and will not be a good source of food. Aquaponics combines aquaculture and hydroponics to create a sustainable system. All of the ammonia we talked about earlier can be converted into nutrients for the plants to take up. In my aquaponics system, there are 3 main tanks that cycle water through each of them. There is a fish tank, a hydrocorn tank, and a tank with plant rafts. The reason aquaponics works so well is because it mimics a natural aquatic ecosystem like one that you could see in either a pond or a lake. There are 3 key steps to understanding how aquaponics systems work. The first one simply being the fish poop. In the water, there are naturally occurring bacteria or microbes that break down the poop and take the ammonia from it and turn it into nutrients, which leads to the last steps where plants naturally absorb these nutrients and clean the water by uptaking all of the ammonia. As in every aquaponics system, it always starts with the fish. The water containing all the fish poop then moves to a hydrocorn tank, clay beads, where a lot of the microbes live and act as a natural filter for the water. This tank is high in nutrients, so often plants like fruits and vegetables are grown in here. This is known as media-based aquaponics because of the material that the plants are grown in. The nutrient-rich water then flows to a tank with plant rafts. This is known as deep water culture, and this is where foam rafts are floating on the surface of the water and have plants with their roots hanging down into the water to absorb all the nutrients flowing in. This is a great place to grow herbs and leafy greens. By the time water is pumped out of the plant rafts, the water has been properly cleaned and all the nutrients has been absorbed so the fish can live in a clean environment. Aquaponics recycles the water in the system. It also uses 10% of the water needed for soil gardens like you have at home, so it's a very sustainable practice in conserving resources.